Hey there, we have another week of real estate stats here in Columbus, Ohio. Keep on watching. Hey, what's up? It's Riggs here, a realtor with Coldwell Banker King Thompson, bringing you all things real estate here in Central Ohio. I am back with another week of real estate stats here in Columbus amongst all that is COVID-19 and the coronavirus. So welcome to my channel. We have been covering stats here for about the last month, about 4 or 5 weeks. So certainly check out any of those previous videos if you want to see the trends. I'll have all those videos for you down in the description box. Now, for my folks who are possibly new, we look at 4 categories and we pull all that data from the Columbus MLS or the Columbus Multiple Listing Service. The 4 categories we look at are new listings, those transactions in contract, we look at showing activity, and then we look at transactions that have closed. So we've been doing that now for several weeks, like I've mentioned, so I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Let's jump right in. All right, so the 2 weeks that we're going to compare this week, our new week here would be April 9th through April 16th, okay? And we're going to compare that to the week prior, which would be April 2nd through April 9th. So let's start with our first category of new listings. All right, so looking at new listings for the week of April 2nd, we had 720 new listings. You may recall that of those new listings, there were 34% of those new listings were in contract within the first 7 days. Looking at our most latest week, there were 700 new listings, with 33% of those in contract within the first 7 days. So I think looking at this category, we've remained relatively the same from this last week and the week previous. And again, we're on a bit of an upswing here from several weeks before when we were seeing a bit of a decline. So nice to see that more sellers are putting homes on the market. We still have a shortage in inventory though, but it is nice to see more sellers are deciding to put their home on the market. The next category is in contract, or those transactions in contract. Now, if we look at the week of April 2nd, there were 662 homes in contract within the first 7 days. When we look at our most previous or our most current week here, the week of April the 9th, there were 587 homes in contract in the first 7 days. So this number is down, and I don't know that I would be overly concerned about that, because when it comes to things in contract, it can mean a lot of things. We see that the number of new listings hasn't increased, but putting homes in contract is tough because it is still a seller's market. So buyers are having to fight this out. What you can find sometimes, however, is buyers won't put homes in contract because some sellers will think they can list and put a home on the market in not so great condition and not at the right price. And buyers still have power, and they show that power by not putting homes in contract. So this one here, I actually want to see again next week. I want to see the trend here. I'm not really concerned that the number is down. We do have a shortage in inventory, so that's not surprising. But I also think if I looked a bit deeper, we might see that some of those homes probably aren't priced right, maybe not the best condition, and maybe not in some of the areas that people want to live in either. The next category we're going to look at is showing activity. And just a reminder, I'm looking at showing activity for Coldwell Banker listings, okay? So showing activity for Coldwell Banker listings. Let's go to the week of April the 2nd. There were 962 showing requests in that 7-day period. When we look at the week of April the 9th, there were 1,056 showings in that 7-day period. This one is nice, and I think this one trends right along with new listings. The same way that sellers are feeling more comfortable getting back and putting homes on the market, I believe buyers are increasing that activity as well. Now, I've mentioned before, I don't know if these are just virtual showings that agents are doing with their clients remotely, or if these are actually in-person showings, but regardless, this number is trending up as well. So this is another one that we'll keep on watching, but I think it's starting to show that folks are wanting to get back into this space and start that home buying process again. The last category that we're going to look at is closing activity in the last 7 days. So let's go to our week of April the 2nd. There were 491 closings that occurred in that 7-day period. For the week of April the 9th, there were 550 closings that happened. So this is on the upswing, which you may remember that April 2nd week, those numbers had declined. And I think a lot of that happened because those weeks prior, we had a pretty increased number of homes in contract and homes closing. You know, that starts to balance itself out as things close. So I think right now, with this number being increased again, it kind of goes with the fact that there might have been some of those ones that took a little bit longer than 30 days to close are now coming through. And I think that's totally normal. I think what I'm looking for in this category is to not see a major decline from week to week, because that then says there's a couple of things. Lenders can't get things done in your typical 30-day time frame, or there's more buyers out there due to COVID-19 and the work furloughs and things like that aren't able to close. And that's a very real thing for many people right now, where buyers have been pre-approved. Things were great. With everything that's happened with COVID-19, they have been furloughed, don't have the same consistent income, and it's caused them not to be able to complete the transaction and close. So right now, I'm not thinking that's really the case for the majority by any means, as I think these numbers would be much steeper in a decline than what we see right now. And in fact, for us, for this week, we're up. So I'm just trying to give you some of my thought process there. Last week, it would have been 2 weeks ago actually, so the week of April 2nd, number was down. We're back on the upswing, which is a positive. So there you have it. We looked at another week of real estate stats to show what is happening here in the market here in Columbus. Again, we are on an upswing, which is really nice to see, and we'll continue looking at this from week to week as we are still all working through COVID-19 and the coronavirus. That's all I have for now. I appreciate you watching. You stay fabulous and productive and well, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.